What time of year is it? It's time to decorate for Christmas. Normally I consider myself a fairly minimal decorator when it comes to Christmas, and probably still am compared to a lot of people, but I'm beginning to feel with 2 boxes and well, with a recent shopping trip, I'm thinking maybe I'm not quite as minimal as I had hoped. No, actually this is not all Christmas decorations. This is a bunch of things that need to be put away, like strollers and dog carriers and bedding and such things, but this trunk needs cleaned out. Typically, when it comes to seasons, I don't decorate a whole lot. I went shopping, my word. I have always felt that my personality is always on 2 ends of the spectrum, and in many different aspects of life, but let me share one of those with you right now. Alright, so on one hand, on my personality, I have like a creative side. I love to make things beautiful. I love to dig into projects. I like to just create. However, on the other side of my personality, I like to be time efficient. And anything that can make my life run more smoothly, make my family's life run more smoothly, the less hassle, the more, I'm not really a scheduled person, but like the more things can flow in a rhythm and a routine, the happier I am. So, what a funny looking snowman. So when it comes to decorations, it just feels like in seasons especially, you're constantly like putting up decorations and then taking them down. And then there's also the clutter aspect of just having things around that you have to clean around. And the longer time goes on, the more I like to just get my space. The less things, the easier it is to maintain my house, and the more my mind feels free. So last year about this time, I listened to this book, Mennonite Mom. Highly recommend a book. And it definitely changed or shifted my perspective, and I'm attempting to make little changes like she recommends in the book to be more of a memory making mom. I so resonate with memory making. I'm more one that I want to invest in experiences and not so much things and stuff. If the things that I buy enhance experiences, then I feel like it's a worthwhile buy. But if it's just something that's just a thing, so often it just ends up causing more anxiousness and stress in your life. However, in that book, Memory Making Mom, she talks about how when we create our home into something beautiful, because this is where we live, and just the little memories that we make, the little traditions that we put into place is what children will remember so much. So this year I decided to invest in a little bit more Christmassy things, and I still don't feel like I'm going way above and beyond. For instance, we do not have a Christmas tree. However, having said all that, in today's video, I'm just gonna bring you along as I decorate my house, and then I also wanna share some gift ideas. They're a little random, not really for any specific people, and also some of the little traditions for Christmas that I wanna keep going that I started last year that Xander just loved, like for a Christmas Advent. Some of these ideas, most of these ideas, I stole from the book, The Memory Making Mom, so I'll have it linked below if you want to check it out. Hobby Lobby was having a 50% off sale, and I found these beautiful garlands that I thought looked very real and full and would look beautiful up here on the beam, just hanging. So I decided to give it a try. I haven't hung these up before, so hopefully it comes out like I have it envisioned in my mind.
There were kings of the Orient, bringing gifts to the child. Through the fields and deserts they came. Messiah was worth every mile. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Another idea I got online was to like swap out your throws and your pillows with something more wintry and cozy. And I decided, you know what, I like this idea. I don't want to go tons. I'm not one that likes just tons of pillows on my sofas because the children just take them off and they get thrown everywhere. And then that's clutter and mess and things you have to pick up. So I still don't want to do like tons, but I did find this throw. And then I got this big green pillow. I have a feeling it's going to be a little big. Maybe I'll just take it back, I don't know. That pillow is way too big. So I put it on. Come on. Okay, this pillow is way too big. I kind of wish I would have gotten more of a tan colored blanket instead of the white. I feel like it's just a little bit too, more of a yellow cream now that I have it on the brown, and I wish it was more of a beige or a tan. I feel like it doesn't quite look right. So I got this little wooden nativity scene. It's like the countdown to Christmas. It's very narrow, very basic, but I think it's cute. And also, I had thrown the blanket and the pillow over here to return, and then I realized the blanket actually, I think, goes really well over here. It's more of the warm tones with the couch, and so I think I'm gonna keep the blanket, but the pillow is still too large and does not look right. I thought this was kind of cute. And then I saw these, and they were on, everything was on sale, and I didn't think it was too bad of a price, so I got 2 of them. These stars hanging on a rope, and I was sure I could use them somewhere. I'm not sure what and where yet. I also purchased this little tree. I thought it would look nice on the countertop or possibly on the floor in the living room or even up in the bathroom. I wasn't quite sure where I'm gonna stick it, but that was one thing I also got from Hobby Lobby. One of the things that Nolan is always a big fan of, and so am I, is candles in the windows. A while back we made the big investment. We have so many windows and we don't want cords running everywhere. Plus we don't have enough outlets in comparison to windows. We bought these candles. Took a while till we found them and we absolutely love them. I will have links to them to Amazon. They're pretty expensive. However, they're not like, so we live back a long lane and you can see the lights from the road. They're pointed in one direction, like you point them out. So it's not like a dull battery glow we had tried, like the normal battery ones you would buy at like Walmart, and you could hardly even see them a little ways out from the house. You could hardly see them. So these are bright. It does take a lot of batteries. You'd get rechargeable batteries or whatever, but I think this is a good investment. And Xander likes to help with this, so we'll probably do this when he gets home tonight.
It takes a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ready to go out? Let's go see what the lights look like.
Oh,
Look at that.
look. Mom, turn the camera light off. Mom, you need it to be off. I want to see how it looks
Well,
in the light.
okay. Is it bright?
There's always something to be scared of, but there's no joy without the pain. There's no flying without leaping. There's no rainbow without rain.
We're set.
Look at that!
There's no hiding from misfortune, but there's always room for hope. Life's not one thing or the other. It's a little bit of both. When you see the beauty, don't let it slip away. When you look for miracles, you'll see them every day.
All right, most of the decorating is done, but I still have various final touches to do, but at least the main stuff is done. I want to quickly talk about some traditions and also some gift ideas. Back to the whole memory-making mom. She talks so much about the importance and what sticks in children's memories, and it's the little things, like something very simple, like, okay, maybe Saturday mornings, it's your routine to have pancakes or some kind of breakfast. And that's something we do here. Nolan makes breakfast. He often makes pancakes with Xander. And it's those little things that stick in your children's minds when they grow up and they remember traditions from home. And so she talks a lot about the sights and the smells, and not to feel guilty to like pour time and energy into your home and make it beautiful. This is creating an atmosphere for your children and your family to make them feel at home. It creates a warmth and memories, like all this is creating memories. She has a way of describing what is taking place that just makes you just feel like a child almost and relive all those moments. And so she inspired me to try to do more of this and not just think about it from an efficiency standpoint. To me, it's like, you know what, what's the point? Why would I have to like put up Christmas decorations, take them all down, like just go way out. And I still feel like I'm super minimal compared to what most people do. It's not that much, but it does take a lot of time. Like it took me half the day already and I'm still not finished. It was very inspiring. I would recommend it. I'll have it linked below. Another thing that she recommended was this right here. This is the Christmas star from afar. It's for Christmas Advent. And it's just a really neat little concept. This is like the third nativity scene we have here. I will try to have it linked below as well. There's a storybook that comes with it, which I didn't use last year. But you basically have this little star and you hide it every day. You hide it somewhere in the house and the children wake up and they have to go find the star.
I remember when you hid it in a junk spot when you had those big brown things you hid it right down there.
Is it in here?
Warmer now?
A little bit warmer, yeah.
I see it! I just saw a little point in it.
And Xander just loved this, and he's been so looking forward to this year doing it again.
I just saw a little point right back there.
So I'll hide it, and then he's supposed to find it and move the wise men. So there's a bunch of these little wooden, they're nothing great to look at, but they're tough. You move the wise men to the star. And then the next day I'll hide it again, and in the morning when he wakes up he'll try to find the star and move the wise men again. Anyway, then there's a little stable you put together, and then on Christmas morning the star goes over the stable and you move the wise men and everyone to the stable. And it's just a neat little game that children will just love. And I thought, man, this is a simple tradition that is so cool and just love it. Another thing she had recommended, which I really liked, was getting a bunch of Christmas books. Ideally one for every day of the month, which I don't have yet. And then every day reading them a new Christmas story. So in my box of things, let me go get it. So right here I have a stack of Christmas books. I'm not going to go through them all. I just thought that was some good ideas. Every night you would read a new Christmas story as you prepare, get close to Christmas. It's a way of like stretching Christmas out and not forgetting the reason for Christmas, which is Jesus' birth. Another really good idea to take it a step further is you wrap each book. Every evening the children get to pick a book, unwrap it, and you read it. So I have a little ways to go before I have 24 books. Okay, let's talk about gift ideas. These are like super duper random. I'm not really targeting any specific people. I'm mostly just going to talk about adults and probably mostly women because I'm just sharing some of the things I love. So maybe this is even just recommendations for yourself if you want some of these things. Starting off on the more lower end of things as far as cost, I think books are an excellent gift. I'm gonna have some recommendations. First off, hard is not the same thing as bad. This is geared towards moms. Super good. I'm working at reading it right now, but I listened to her talk, Abby Halberstadt, I believe is her name. How do you say it? And I sat in one of her talks. Super inspiring. I bought the book. I got it signed from her. Anyway, and I just loved her perspective. It was just helped me put things into perspective a little bit more when my days don't go as planned, things are hard, you know, it's your attitude and so many good things. And I love her humor and her wit and how she just, like her outlook on life and how she writes and portrays things. So super good book. Since we're on motherhood and parenting, another one I've recommended before is Parenting by Paul David Tripp. It's all about being a grace-filled parent. It's not like gentle parenting, but it's grace-filled parenting. And I love the perspective of this book. Memory Making Mom. Next up, I mentioned before, I love my Beautiful Word Bible. You can get a few different versions. It has room in the sides for notes. And then there's different places where they'll take like verses and just put them on the side, highlight them with like beautiful colors, and just kind of, if you love beautiful things and more artsy things, it's definitely, I don't know, I just love my Beautiful Word Bible. So this I think is another excellent gift for your Christian friends. Now the last book I have is for anyone, and I highly recommend this book. One thing I do say whenever I recommend any Christian type books, just remember that there might be things that you might not completely agree with. I might not completely agree with. I can't really think of anything instance in this book, but I know sometimes people can so easily put stock into what someone says and just follow them instead of just digging into the Bible and finding truth for themselves. So don't fall into that trap. And sometimes if I recommend books, maybe I miss something that I might actually not agree with personally. Don't just take it as like if you endorse a book that it's just 100% endorsement. However, This book right here is called The Awe of God. This has been something that's been on my mind a lot lately. It is how we as humans, we tend to fall into ditches, either one extreme or the other. You look across the world and it just seems we're always on polarizing ends of the spectrum, and it's also the same for Christianity, sadly, in different areas and different theological things. And one of those things I feel is grace versus works. And I'm sure I'm going to get comments about this. However, and he talks about this here, I have never had someone put my thoughts into words so well and clarify some things I've been wrestling with. I think this book has such an incredible balance between the subjects, and it talks, basically, we need a revival in this country, we need a revival among Christians. We have lost our awe and reverence of God in many ways, and the fear of the Lord. And it's talking about the fear of the Lord is not being scared of God, but it's being afraid to be away from him. And it's a very good perspective, and it talks about how you can love God, but you've lost your fear of him. And so many times when we see Christians that have lost their way and fallen into major sins, he just dives into a lot of that. So there's amazing stories in here, and I just think this is a good book to read. Very balanced. I just cannot recommend it enough because it's something that's been on my mind and a burden for our churches. So, great read for yourself, great gift for your husband, friends, teenagers. Anyway, that's on the book end of the spectrum. And if you're Mennonite, what better thing could you gift to your friends, your girlfriends, than fabric? I have this whole box of beautiful fabric to show you guys. So I'm going to tell you about So Unique, which is a fabric shop that you can purchase fabrics online, and they have more than that as well. So the one bane of being a Mennonite, and if you're not a Mennonite, well, here, I'll let you in a little secret, is a lot of our dress fabrics are found in pretty much every Mennonite type shop that you go to. So you can go to a shop and sometimes you'll show up and a couple of us all have the same dress. And it's not a big deal, but you kind of get tired of it after a while if just a whole bunch of people all have the same dress and you feel like every time you find something pretty, everyone else wants it too. So, So Unique has done something differently. They have fabric that you won't find anywhere else. They specialize in unique designs, which is designed by their own designers, and it's printed on many different fabric types. And if you're not familiar with different fabric types, they'll send you out like a sample with all the different types so you can feel them before you actually order. So they're posting new fabric every day. They have like 200 plus bolts of fabric arriving every month. It sounds like they have a crazy operation. I was talking to her, and from one stay-at-home mom to another that's kind of running a business on the side. It was fun to talk with her and talk about business things and how you try to balance this thing in life of being a stay-at-home mom first and doing some of these other things. If I remember correctly, she was saying some of their designers are stay-at-home moms that help design the designs for different fabrics. So that is why their store name is called So Unique, because they have unique designs, unique to them only, and not found in any other fabric shops. That's their primary thing, but they also have other things like, for instance, little dresses. They have some little girl dresses that are already pre-made that I ordered. Isn't that so cute? I also got some buttons. I love wooden buttons on dresses, so pretty. One of the reasons I agreed to do this with them, because so many of you ask me, where do I get my dress fabric? Where do I get my dresses? Now, and how can you get a pattern similar to mine? So they do sell patterns that's called So Basics dress patterns, and you can get it per your size, and it's very similar to what I would wear. I think they would have all the notions with it, like zippers and threads and such. They also have a few other things you can check out, like cookbooks, iced coffee cups, so on. And they sell little leggings as well for girls, which I got some. Actually, let's pull it out right here. I got some for Lexi because with a dress, it's nice when you have little leggings underneath. So I think they make their own. So this is cute. Their shipping is a flat rate of $10 no matter how much you order, so that's amazing. And I have a special code just for you guys. It's 10% off if you use my coupon code, which is MM10 off. And I'll have that right here down in the description. You can check that out. I was going for more a wintry feel. Let me just get a bunch of these dresses. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Ta-da! This one's a little more blue. I was thinking it was a frosty white. I was thinking it was more of an off-white. So this isn't quite my color. It looks a little more like an eggshell blue. I was hoping for more of a white. That's okay. Anyway, I'm trying some of the Swiss dot. I wanted to go with a few more solids to pair up in the winter with sweaters and so on, jackets. And then I really like these patterns as well. See how many dresses we can get done this fall. That to me is an incredible gift to give your, especially your Mennonite lady friends. And I know there's a lot of ladies out there that aren't Mennonite that also make their own dresses and love to sew. So go check out So Unique shops, and thanks to So Unique for sponsoring this video. I am one that just loves experiences. When it comes to Christmas, everyone has different things that they do. We tend to go, I think, what would be considered fairly simple with gift giving, but I am also one, I've mentioned this before, I just don't like a lot of things, and it feels like I'm constantly battling things and trying to get them out of the house. So experiences to me are top-notch gifts. I've heard of some families that will just skip gifts and do like a whole family vacation for Christmas, or save up for some kind of experience they can do together. That's one idea. You can gift experiences. Maybe you could gift a stay to someone, like a weekend away that's a little more expensive, but like 2 nights at an Airbnb or something. You could also gift like classes if you know someone that would like to venture out and maybe take art class or pottery or some music lessons, and get them started and gift something in that way. I think all those types of options, even like subscriptions to a magazine. Nolan's sister had gifted Xander a magazine subscription for kids. It's like about animals. I forget what it's called now. I'll try to look it up and have it right here. And it's just full of like fun facts of animals, and he just looks so forward to it. That's another idea you could do for Christmas, but I know for children, they do like the experience of opening up a present. I'm not gonna really go into children a whole lot. I feel children are so easy to buy for. One thing I will mention that we got Lexi recently is a little kitchen. Lexi just plays with it. It's right her height. She's 1.5 years, and I think it's just perfect. It has all these little cubby holes she can put things in, and it comes with just about the right amount of stuff. Not a whole lot, and I feel like if you bombard them with just tons of food and tons of plates and tons of everything, it gets too chaotic and they don't play as much. So it just has a few things. I might get a little bit more food for her, but I don't want much, just like 3 items or something, because she likes to, those like carrots and stuff that stick together, she likes to cut it, and we already lost the one end. But I'm rambling. I think it's an adorable little set, and I think it makes an excellent gift, and Lexi just plays with it a lot. But every child is different. When I was at the Wellness Collective, someone sat up beside me and we chatted a lot. They own the brand called Studio 331, and I'll have links to it. They have like these little magnetic toys. I don't have one with me, but check them out. They're really good church toys, and they were so cute. I wish I would have bought one when I was there. And she also sent me a gift. She sent me some of her planners. It's a yearly planner for 2024, and then there's like Bible verses inside. So if you're looking for like a Christian, a nice Christian planner, there's a couple different options here that she sent me. So you could check that out. It'd be another good gift option. Planners, they're so useful, and I just love gifts that people will use. Another thing would be Mama Java. I actually put this together for an auction coming up. Anyway, so this is a basket with different of our coffees, and I put it in a crate. It's for a benefit auction for school. I think it makes a really cute gift because not only is it what I consider some of the best coffee around, but also we have names like Toddler Proof, Messy Bun, Brewed Awakening, we have Revive and Thrive, and I feel like the packaging itself is kind of like a cute little gift, so it'd be a great like filler for a basket. Some mugs, we also have Mama Java mugs, the coffee you can lean on. Those would be some options, and if you can get it ground or whole bean, and it's roasted and shipped the same day. So don't forget Mama Java on your Christmas list. Another food item that I think is amazing is one of those subscribers here, a lovely older gentleman I've been in contact with for quite a few years, sent me a basket of cheese. It's from a store called Goot Essa, which means good eats in Dutch. Anyway, and it just comes in a beautiful, I think it was a wooden crate, I can't quite remember, but I'll have pictures here. And I've already gifted it to other people, and I think it makes an excellent gift. I love, love, love beautiful and yet practical, useful gifts. So that's kind of where I'm steering here. That and experiences. This was very timely, kind of right over the time I'm making this video about gift ideas. Someone sent this to me on Instagram, and I just loved it. All the different ideas for practical gifts instead of just always bringing stuff into the house. I'm just gonna quickly mention a couple here that were on the list. So with the economy the way that it is, things can be tough. So a good idea would be just to ask someone if there's any bills that they need help to pay. Sometimes that is so much more, especially in our stage of life, so much more helpful than some more stuff in the house that you don't really need. Maybe it's a utility bill, a car payment, rent, All those things, it would be so helpful to help pay that off. The offering to babysit for someone is absolutely a godsend. Seriously, that would just be an incredible gift. Little coupon saying, I'm open for an evening of babysitting, you and your husband go have a date night. Yes, please. Maybe you want to give a homemade meal, they have a night off of cooking, gas for their car, a night out with friends. Maybe they just need help in some other way. You know, there's so many little ways that we can help and offer our time. I think in today's culture, and especially, we are so busy that time, it's almost easier to give money than it is to give time. At least I find that for myself. And so sometimes a gift of time, like sitting down and having coffee with a friend, maybe helping a busy mom with her children and making Christmas special for them. Maybe she's too busy to get any kind of Christmas spirit in her house, maybe helping her with that. Just so many little ideas of like just the gift of giving with your service or with helping with the needs, instead of always just thinking of gifts as something you give that's beautiful or extra. Sometimes it can be the necessities of life. Anyway, just some tips that someone had sent me on Instagram, and I absolutely love them. I thought it fit in very well with the theme of more practical gifts, although I do know I'm gonna be talking about e-bikes, and those can be very practical, especially if you have to do runs close home, save on gas, but they are more expensive. It's not exactly a practical gift always, but it is, but it isn't. Anyway, now this is going a lot more expensive. Ta-da! This right here, I know this is an expensive gift. This is an espresso machine. It's from Breville. People have been asking me quite a bit, and I have the Breville Express Impress. And the difference between this and the more common one that people know is it has a tamper on the side. So when you want to go tamp your coffee, you don't have to manually do it. It grinds your coffee right into the portafilter, and then you just tamp it. Everything is level. It gives you an automatic reading. It's a very automated machine. Makes really good coffee in my opinion, especially for just a few people at a time. If it's huge crowds, it's a little bit cumbersome, but this is expensive. But man, Nolan gifted it to me back when we were starting to do Mama Java, and I have fallen in love, and I hardly drink drip coffee. I just love it. I make Americanos, lattes. It's one of the best things in my kitchen, honestly. An expensive gift, but very well worth it. Speaking of expensive gifts, another thing that we just love in our family, I've talked about so much, is e-bike. Then also the electric trike. Electric has a trike. They're a little more affordable brand, electric bikes, I believe. Kind of depends. They're very widely known, one of the biggest companies here in the States. So I'll have some links to those below. Just some ideas, but that is pretty expensive, depending what your Christmas budget is. I hope you have a lovely December, Christmas Advent. Looking forward to Christmas, and don't forget the real reason of the season, which is Jesus' birth, the greatest gift of all. All right, take care. Bye.